welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine 3D All-Stars Edition. Last time we took care of Noki Bay, and in this episode we will finally be moving on to Pianta Village. Before we do that though, we have some unfinished business in here in Delfino Plaza that I want to take care of beforehand. Also, since I'm only going to be doing the first 6 missions in Pianta Village, kind of filling in the space for what would be the 7th mission, I guess you could say. First, we're going to take advantage of the rocket nozzle to not only show off where the Pianta Village entrance is, but we're also going to finally clean the dirt off of the shine on the shine gate, as it were. Because, you know, it's just been sitting here for a very long period of time. And I wouldn't feel comfortable doing a Let's Play without at least cleaning this thing off. You don't have to get to the end of the game. But it's just so tempting not to do it, you know what I mean? Plus, it's a really easy and decent showcase for the potential of the rocket nozzle. As if you haven't already seen the potential of the rocket nozzle in this playthrough up until this point, let me tell you. Alright, let's see. It should be right smack dab in the middle, and there we go. That's the shine sprite for cleaning off the giant shine sprite. Funny how that works out, eh? But, yeah. But we're also going to take care of another hanging detail, as it were. So, let's head over here to these durians. So, because we have one last fruit lady to take care of. And this fruit lady, well, she wants durians. Problem is, Mario can't pick up a durian because apparently they're too spiky. Even though he can pick up pineapples just fine, which are arguably just as spiky as durians. So, kinda weird how that works out. Well, I guess maybe the spikes of a durian are sharper somehow. I couldn't tell you because I live in the United States. As far as I know, durians don't naturally grow here. But I hear from people that have tasted durian that it smells, or I don't know if it's like the smell or it tastes like the smell of a dirty gym sock or something like that. A very pleasant visual, let me tell you. And by that I mean no. That's actually not very pleasant sounding, so... I mean, it's a fruit. It's a unique fruit that exists, so I guess in that sense it is interesting. At any rate, the best way to get the durians for this durian lady is basically the method that I just showed off. To go to the 2 durians close to the entrance to Rico Harbor, and basically you gotta jump kick them across the river, or I don't know if you really call this a river, but the body of water. And that's basically the most consistent way that I found to get the durian across. 3 is bad enough, and thankfully that's all you gotta do. And that'll get you the 4th blue coin from Fruit Ladies, but this is actually going to be blue coin number 19 for our playthrough. And since we're already here, let's go ahead and knock out the shine sprite that you get by doing a 2nd round of box breaking for this fancy looking Pianta gentleman here with the glasses and the jacket and whatnot. Yeah, you get 2 shine sprites for doing basically the same thing. These crates are grouped up more than the first time, which could either make this easier or harder, depending, again, probably depending on the person. And or if you're speedrunning the game rather than just doing it casually. We'll just have to wait and see in that regard. But yeah, another fairly easy shine sprite. Why not knock it out? Now, let's actually get into Pianta Village and start that proper. I think I've sufficiently filled in the gap for not doing Mission 7 in this episode. It's pretty much mandatory to use the rocket nozzle to get to the Pianta Village entrance pipe. Speedrunners have found other methods without the rocket nozzle, and they're really cool. But, you know, I'm doing a Let's Play, not a speedrun. I'm gonna unlock the rocket nozzle naturally, so I have no need for those glitches. But, again, they are cool, and I do recommend looking them up. And looking up Sunshine speedruns in general, I think they're really cool. You can't go wrong with any percent or 100%. I mean, any percent, you're pretty much showing off the majority of the most interesting missions in the game anyway, so... I mean, it is what it is there. So, at any rate, Pianta Village, Episode 1, Chain Chomplets Unchained. Well, I guess that makes sense. At any rate, though, right behind you at the start, there's going to be an M graffiti that you clean off for a blue coin. I believe the maximum blue coins you can get for Episode 1 of Pianta Village is 12. So that's going to be the number we are going to shoot for. Alright? You can talk to the mayor for a little bit of a story blurb if you need to. And, yeah, let's go over here and take care of these chain chomplets, why not? They will be dropping flaming goop, which works similar to the electric goop from Serena Beach. If you touch it, you will deal damage and knockback. Actually, now that I think about it, the electric goop didn't deal knockback, but the flaming goop most definitely does. So, use caution. You want to aim the chain chomplets for the body of water over here, because you got to give them a bath, basically. I mean, they're covered in flaming goop, so it makes sense to give them a bath. Spray the source of water here for a blue coin, of course. And then there's going to be a blue coin underneath this bridge over here. And believe it or not, there's going to be another blue coin. Yeah, 3 blue coins close to one another at the end of the stream. There we go. Alright, I saw a chain chomplet earlier. I think I see. Well, he's all the way over there, so guess we'll leave him alone. The chain chomplets roam around in a pretty set pattern, I'd say. But if you spray them close to the pool, close to the body of water, as it were, this one's trying to go back to the flaming goop. We can't have that. Well, really? That didn't go all the way through? Alright, there we go. I saw another one. Let's see where he ran off to. All the way over there, huh? Alright, I guess we'll worry about him when he gets closer. M graffiti over there. Let's go ahead and knock this out and get a blue coin for our triples. There's going to be a pair of triangle graffiti over here. One next to the pool and one not too far from here. But it's not as close to the pool as this one. Oh, that's a lot of flaming goop. But don't worry. Take advantage of the water slide and you should be good for the most part. A lot of flaming goop here. Blue coins over there. Thankfully, the time limit for these blue coins does seem to be on the generous side. So that's good. But yeah, even though you have all the flaming goop to deal with, this is still probably one of the more convenient missions to knock out these blue coins, honestly, in my experience. Mission 5, I should say, is pretty good about this sort of thing, but you're probably going to be focused on other things that I will be mentioning when we get to it, when it's more relevant. For now, we go ahead and knock out these blue coins. Here in the Pianta pool, only at nighttime, I believe, you can ground pound on the Pianta's nose, and that will, for some reason, spawn a blue coin. Right on the tippity top. Also, at the top of this tree, which you're probably going to see again in the next mission, I won't say explicitly why at this point, but when it becomes relevant, you will see. And there's a blue coin on top of this palm tree. There is another palm tree in Pianta Village that also has a blue coin on top of it. Hopefully we'll be able to show that off in due time. I am running low on water, which I need in order to cool off that chain chomplet over there. It's pretty close to the pool. But yeah, we're going to need more water before we take him out. Well, take him out in quotation marks, because you're not really taking them out, per se. You're just putting them in the pool so they can be cleaned off, the poor things. Because clearly they're suffering from all the fire. At least I assume they are. Matter of fact, where did that rascal run off to? You can get lucky sometimes where the 3 chain chomplets will be close to the body of water at the same time, but it can be kind of hit or miss. Alright, seems like this will work out pretty well. Clean it off from a distance if you can help it. I find that pulling them back and letting them go kind of reminds me of like a pinball machine, I guess. Oh, that was not ideal, let me tell you. Definitely was gonna get angry again as soon as we get close to it. Alright. This should be guaranteed though. Yeah, there we go. Remember, always be kind to your pets. Isn't that common sense? Why would you abuse an animal? Like, I know some people abuse animals, but I'm just saying, what is the reasoning / logic behind abusing an animal? That's just, man. Unless it's in self-defense, I guess. Like if you're going up against a freaking lion or something, by all means defend yourself. But if you're talking about an innocent dog, man, or a cat, no, man. Thinking about that just it makes me feel emotional, man. And you know, I've had a lot of pet dogs in my time, and that's just it's always terrible when you see them pass away for one reason or another. Alright, so that brings us to 11 blue coins. Okay. So there's definitely one other one that I haven't gotten yet. Well, I'm sure we'll worry about that when the time comes. But let's see. Clean up the goop here. And, wasn't there another M-graffiti around here somewhere that I could get? Oh, matter of fact, son of a gun. There it is. Alright. So knock out this blue coin. Some of these blue coins might be exclusive to this mission. I doubt it, but all the ones that I just got, I would go ahead and knock them out now, just to be on the safe side. But interesting thing about Pianta Village is that there's actually a day and night system. But the day and night system depends on the mission you select. Speaking of which, Episode 2, Il Piantissimo's Crazy Climb. Because he's trying to climb a tree, basically. Alright, so in the daytime, there is at least one blue coin that is completely exclusive to daytime Pianta Village. There's another blue coin that isn't exclusive. That's the one I'm fixing to get here. It's not exclusive, but it's 10 times easier to track down when there's daytime rather than nighttime, because it's this M-graffiti over here in the underside of Pianta Village, right? Also, this is going to be the only time you're going to see all this, so enjoy it, because that's not how I do Pianta Village anymore, let me tell you. But, yeah, that M-graffiti, I'm pretty sure it's spawned at any point in Pianta Village. I'm pretty certain it's spawned, but it's so difficult to track down at night, because I guess the coloration of the graffiti blends in with the nighttime aesthetics and graphics, I guess. It's weird. At any rate, though, you talk to Il Piantissimo and you can start a race, but we're going to hover over him and spray the sign to get a blue coin. For some reason, this blue coin is 100% exclusive to the daytime. I don't know why, but, well, it's a fairly easy to get blue coin, so, hey, I ain't stressing about it, and you shouldn't be either, because blue coins in Pianta Village, really easy to track down, honestly. It's mostly because 8 of the 30 blue coins are found in one specific mission, and they're absurdly easy to get. Practically guaranteed, honestly. So, you're really only tracking down about 20 of the 30 blue coins, honestly. So, you know, this being usually the last area people will do in a completionist playthrough, you could kind of see that as a breather. At least as far as the blue coins are concerned. As far as the missions, though, well, some of these could be some of the hardest in the main game, you know, but, you know, it is what it is. And we take care of Il Piantissimo for the final time. There is no secret shine for rematching this guy in any of the levels, so, he's more interesting than Koopa the Quip, I'll give him that. I really like the personality behind this guy, but, well, it is what it is. We will not be seeing this guy no more. So let's head back to nighttime, why don't we? Hey, wait a minute. We're not doing a floodless level. Welcome to the only mission in the entire game where you are deemed floodless because of Shadow Mario's shenanigans. Yeah, because there's only one secret floodless level in Pianta Village, spoiler alert. They decided to do this, I guess. It is an interesting change of pace, I'll give it that. So welcome to the Goopy Inferno. In a way, this is actually one of my favorite missions in the game. Particularly because of the satisfaction of cleaning up all that goop once you get Flood. But, because of the fact there's technically more than one way to deal with this mission. Normally, you're supposed to go through the underside of the village through a long, elaborate path of hanging grates. But I haven't done that method probably in almost a decade, honestly, if I had to guess at an approximate time frame. for the last time I did that kind of a playthrough in Sunshine. But, yeah, nowadays, this is what I like to do. So, Mario will still be wet if you leave a body of water so soon after you're in one. And if you spin jump in particular, or do a side flip, when you're still wet, you will release some water as a result. I find that the spin jump will get you a little more distance usually though, so that's what I recommend you do. And yeah, this might have been an oversight for this mission. Maybe the developers will have forgot about this or something because, yeah, as long as you time your spin jumps appropriately, it's fairly easy to carve out a path, and there are these circles here that you can actually spin jump onto and make it to this structure, and you can reach where FLUDD is, and, you know, the status quo is automatically... is automatically restored. There is a goop pooping bird in the air, but depending on where it spawned, you may not have to worry about it too much. So we're going to have a blue coin there. There's going to be another M graffiti underneath all this flaming goop. That giant one over there is exclusive to this mission as far as I know. So you will want to knock this out. I'm pretty sure the one I just got is also exclusive to this mission, but it is what it is. I mean, that one is obvious. This one is not as obvious, so people are more likely to miss that one rather than the one that's literally underneath FLUDD, right? So, we're also going to get one more blue coin over here with this Flaming Pianta. I'm sure you remember the Flaming Pianta that we saved in Delfino Plaza proper, but there's another one of these guys here. There's actually one other one besides this one in a secret mission in Delfino Plaza that actually gives you a red coin instead of a blue coin. Pretty interesting how that works out, but yeah, there's pretty much 4 blue coins that are recommended to get during this particular mission. And 3 of these I'm pretty sure are exclusive. I think the last one that I'm fixing to get when we get back to where the golden mushroom is to rescue the mayor, I'm pretty sure that blue coin you can technically get at any time during the night. But I usually get it now since it's, you know, a lot more relevant, since you have to go there for the to get FLUDD and to rescue the mayor and all that stuff, you know. It is pretty satisfying to clean up all the goop once you've acquired FLUDD, but I do want to keep a good pace in this Let's Play. But I think I put a pretty good dent into it at least. So, you know, nice middle ground, I would say. Stand at the edge over here, do a side flip, and then hover backwards, and you're in pretty good shape. Before we clean off Mayor Pianta over there, spray the moon, specifically from the center of this golden mushroom. Spray the moon, and you get a blue coin for that. Probably one of the more obscure blue coins in the game, but once you remember it, you're probably never gonna forget it, honestly. Pretty funny how that works out. Also, it's pretty interesting how the shine sprites look a little different in the nighttime setting. Pretty interesting how that works out. So at this point, you should have 18 of the 30 blue coins in Pianta Village, so let's collect this shine sprite and move on. Pizzanos? I think that's what he said in the Super Mario show. Kinda sounds like Pianta. Episode 4, Chain Chomp's Bath. Basically, almost the same thing as the Chain Chomplets mission. It's slightly different though. Instead of 3 smaller ones, you got 1 giant Chain Chomp, right? But the method at which you take the Chomp to the pool is definitely different. Also, you have these water barrels you can use to toss at the Chomp to almost instantly cool him off, by the looks of it. Alright, grab onto his peg and he will start being on the move, as it were. And if you leave him alone, he'll actually start moving towards the pool, funnily enough. But after a set amount of time, eventually, the Chain Chomp will heat up again. Probably due to the insane temperature of Delfino Plaza, I guess. I don't know. Wow, that barrel really missed the mark. But he is going towards the pool right now, so that's pretty good. That's definitely what we want. Spam Spray can cool him off pretty quick. Alright, just keep going a little bit here, and well, I guess we can grab him and start guiding him to the pool. No, I guess he doesn't want to cooperate. Alright, well, we can always cool him off again afterwards. yes, here we go. Yeah, we're pretty... Oh. He's in a mood. Alright. Cool him off with the water spray from an angle. And, yeah, he's, like, very close there. I think, technically, the large chain chomp requires about as much water as it would take to cool off the 3 smaller chain chomps. Probably a little bit more overall, though. It just depends. But you just take the body, make sure the head of the chomp is close to the pool, and there you go. Pretty easy shine sprite, all things considered. And this is one of the reasons why Pianta Village can be really short, if you know what you're doing. Especially when you're only doing 6 of the 7 missions. Well, of the 8 missions, technically, but you know. Episode 5, Secret of the Village Underside. Thankfully, that doesn't refer to the actual underside, it's just more so the area with all the mushrooms, rather than the area where I got the Imgur feed earlier. Thankfully. Also, thankfully, we have the return of Yoshi, which is very nice to see, let me tell you. So, this is the mission you ought to do if you want to go for the 100 coin shine here in Pianta Village. Matter of fact, I know I already did the Delfino Plaza one, but I'm going to go ahead and do the 100 coin shine for Pianta Village as well, because, well, it's insanely easy to do. Like, if you know what you're doing, you can get all of the coins you need before you even reach the area where you need to access the floodless level. Because yes, if a mission has secret in the name, there's a pretty good chance you're fixing to do a floodless level. Before we do that, though, we have 3 blue coins that are exclusive to this episode because they require Yoshi. So that's an understandable reason why they're exclusive, right? I would think so. Also, any excuse to play as Yoshi is a good excuse. So, if you're a fan of Yoshi, you shouldn't be complaining. You get to play as Yoshi a little bit more. Or possibly a paint facsimile of Yoshi. If we are to believe the theory that most of the creations, or most of the creatures on Isle Delfino are made by Bowser Jr.'s magic paintbrush. Which is really weird because, well, I guess technically Bowser Jr., under the guise of Shadow Mario, did have the Yoshi egg, so maybe he created a recreation of Yoshi for his own amusement. And Mario basically steals the egg back because maybe Mario thought it was the real Yoshi or something. I don't know. It's an interesting theory, and it certainly makes sense to why Yoshi dissolves when you go into the water. Who knows? Maybe the theory is the real deal, but we can't really say for sure because there's really no explicit confirmation of this. Well, I guess there's also Petey. When you defeat Petey, he dissolves into goop, but Gooper Blooper doesn't dissolve into goop as far as I can tell, so maybe Gooper Blooper is one of the exceptions, who knows? But it is interesting how all that works out. And, yep, so you get 2 blue coins for taking care of beehives here in Pianta Village, and 1 for eating the blue butterflies. This seems like the highest number of blue coins that are Yoshi related in any of the main levels. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like it's usually only like 2 blue coins that are exclusive to Yoshi, but it's nice to have a little bit more here in Pianta Village. And yeah, getting the 100 coins is insanely easy. You're gonna have close to 50 just from eating the bees. Like, come on. This is not difficult in the slightest. Unless the bees get really antsy on you, then it starts to get a little problematic. Yeah, the hit detection on the bees is also really random. Sometimes you can go through them and you won't get hit. And then sometimes you might get hit a bunch of times like there. Like, it is rather inconsistent, I must admit. But as long as you guide these bees in particular away from the edge of the level like they were, you should be good. I may have had a run in the past where I fell off the edge because of those pesky bees. Alright, so let's ground pound the center of the pool. Only at night. Wait, hold on. There we go. Apparently sometimes you can ground pound it with Yoshi and it'll work, and sometimes you have to ground pound it with Mario. Really inconsistent in that regard. How many times have I said that? Alright, let's get off of Yoshi and ground pound the nose for a few extra coins that we saw earlier when we got the blue coins. So at the very least, that was kind of a hint in retrospect. I believe if you destroy these crates, they have coins for you, but we're not going to even need to mess with those crates. So we're not gonna. Thankfully, all the fruit's in one location for you, which means that they're going to be fairly easy to get. Alright, so we're pretty much close to 70 coins at this point. You're probably wondering where can we find the last 30-ish. Well, they're going to be on top of mushrooms in the lower part of Pianta Village. You probably saw these mushrooms when I was doing the second mission and getting that M graffiti underneath. Now is when they're actually relevant, as it were. Also, the gusts of wind are vulnerable to Yoshi's fruit spray, and they turn into platforms. It's really gratifying, to say the least. But yeah, the mushrooms are a little bouncy, and Yoshi's also kind of really bouncy. So, if you're not feeling like risking things, you could try to do a Yoshi spin jump to navigate across these mushrooms. At any rate, this one specific mushroom, if you ground pound it, you spawn an ungodly number of coins. Look at that. Just from that mushroom alone, we reach 100 coins really rather easily, honestly. This is almost as brain dead easy as the 100 coins in Pina Park. You know, in the beach specifically, because it's not really recommended to get the 100 coin shine in Pina Park proper, but in Pina Park Beach, you know, whatever works. Let's try to get Yoshi on top of the mushroom. Oh boy. Oh god! Please tell me the flutter jump works. Okay, barely. Yeah, Yoshi in the air, his physics work differently than Mario. They're a little bit more bouncy, if that makes any sense. And I believe if a gust of wind hits you while you're on Yoshi, you don't take damage, you just get knocked off, but if you're close to the bridge of Pianta Village, that can be pretty bad, you know. Let's see. Let's try and get this Shine Sprite with purple Yoshi. I think we got the Shine in Serena Beach with orange Yoshi, and I think we may have gotten another one with pink Yoshi. Yeah, there we go. And we get the animation with Mario and Yoshi, which I love. I'm gonna jump cut, just save you time. And we're back. By the way, you should have 21 of the 30 blue coins here in Pianta Village. Ooh, there's a 1-up mushroom over there. That looks way too risky, though. I'm not gonna bother, because there's gonna be 2 1-ups not too far from here. Alright, you can do a normal flutter jump for these mushrooms fairly easily. This one's a little higher up, so I'm gonna do a spin jump. And from here, you can actually take care of the orange fruit apparatus thing with Yoshi's fruit to dissolve it. And I would suggest dismounting Yoshi here, because by doing so, you can use the hover nozzle to get some really easy 1-ups, to be honest. And you're probably going to need them for this Floodless level, because, well, this Floodless level is a pretty infamous one, let me tell ya. I hope you like Chucksters. So, Pianta Village Secret, I believe, is technically the name of this Floodless level. I hope you like Chucksters. So, how do Chucksters work? Well, we saw a little bit of it during one of the Delfino Plaza sections earlier in the Let's Play, but, you know, that one specifically got you to 1 Shine Sprite. Here, you gotta deal with the Chucksters for the whole shebang, as it were. And here you get a choice between a small Chuckster and a large one. I usually go with the small one at the edge, since that seems to be more consistent than trying your luck with the larger one. That Chuckster tosses you up really high, but doesn't really toss you forward very much, if that makes any sense. This Pianta over here, the goal is just to toss you to that little area over there. Shouldn't be too bad to get, since there's like a couple of walls, honestly. But, yeah, just position yourself appropriately and bada bing, bada boom. So this Chuckster, you want to make sure that he's on the line here. And you want to talk to him right as Mario. Right about here. That may have done it. That may have done it. Oh, God. Whew. Alright. I have heard of a glitch that can happen if the Chuckster tosses you smack dab in the middle, but that might just be a Dolphin issue, not an issue that's in this version of Sunshine. At any rate, That can either be one of the hardest or one of the easiest Shine Sprites, depending on your luck. Oh boy, we're gonna have a much more chill mission to finish off this episode though, thankfully. Episode 6, Piantas in Need. Depending on who you ask, this could be one of the more chill missions in the game, or it could be one of the more tense. It depends on how you go about it, really. So, why would it be tense? Well, there are people that speedrun this specific mission. So I can imagine it being pretty tense to try and shave off as much time as possible. But, in general, completing this mission is actually fairly easy, honestly. All you need to do is clean up 10 Piantas scattered around Pianta Village from the goop. You really only have to clean them up. If you talk to 8 of them, specifically the large adult Piantas rather than the 2 small childlike Piantas, you'll get blue coins for your trouble. How many blue coins? 8 blue coins. Just in this one mission. That is a pretty nice bonus though, I'm not gonna lie. It basically means that Pianta Village is definitely one of, if not the easiest areas in Sunshine to get all of the blue coins, because you really only have to track down about 20 of them individually, give or take a couple. And I'm pretty sure you don't have to talk to the small Piantas for them to count. And we're going to see how that works out. These 2 small ones don't give you a blue coin for your trouble. So, don't bother. Just talk to the 8 adult Piantas and you'll get your 8 blue coins that way. Now, it's worth mentioning that by the time we get those blue coins, we'll be up to 228 out of 240 blue coins in the entire game. There will still be 1 here in Pianta Village exclusively to Episode 8 for some reason. There's still 1 to get in Delfino Plaza, only after defeating Shadow Mario in all of the areas and doing some other stuff as well. And there's going to be 10 blue coins in the final area of the game, which is mostly a gauntlet before you get to the final boss. Gee, I wonder who it could be. But, yeah, we're going to do all that in the next episode. I think that's the best way to go about it, honestly, after thinking about it for a while. But, yeah, we're going to take care of that next time on Super Mario Sunshine. But, as you can see up to this point, I basically have almost all of the blue coins. The last few blue coins left are all fairly easy to track down. The 10 that are in the final area are not difficult to track down per se, but they are particularly difficult to actually obtain. That is where the difficulty lies. And yeah, you don't have to talk to the 2 small Piantas to clear the mission. That's good. Anyways, this was a nice way to end this episode, I think. So the next episode, we're going to finish our business with Pianta Village. We're going to finish off getting every single blue coin. And we're going to defeat the final boss. How many Shine Sprites will we have after everything is said and done? That actually is a good question. Let's see what our statistics will look like after we get this Shine Sprite. Or rather, right before, since the episode's going to end after I... Run wild. I mean, come on now. So we're back in nighttime. I guess if you still have any leftover blue coins from the nighttime part of Pianta Village, you could knock them out now, but I don't really recommend it. So Shadow Mario has a unique gimmick this time around. As he's running from you, he will leave behind flaming goop. But this is a bit of a double-edged sword, you see. Yes, the goop will damage you if you touch it, but it seems like Shadow Mario runs a little bit slower because of having to spawn all the goop, right? And he also leaves a gigantic footprint in order for the player to be able to chase him. Which is not exactly the wisest strategy in the world. It's almost like the strategy was concocted by a child or something. At any rate, finally, after you've defeated Shadow Mario in all 7 of the main areas, this cutscene will trigger. And after this cutscene triggers and you enter the final area, well, yeah, Delfino is flooded, so you're going to want to just go straight to the final area. If you have any leftover blue coins or Shine Sprites, you're probably not going to be able to do them right now, like the crate guy. Actually, I'm kind of curious. What happens if I, like, try to dive in there? Oh, it's completely inaccessible, so... That's at least one example of 2 shine sprays you aren't going to be able to get when Delfino is flooded. But what's going to happen when Delfino gets unflooded? Well, we'll just have to wait and see, because Shadow Mario guides us to the base of the volcano. So welcome to Corona Mountain. Corona, I believe, is either Italian, Latin, or Spanish, something like that, for sun, or potentially heat, or something like that. Main thing to worry about here, there are platforms that catch on fire, and there are platforms that have spikes that retract, and all that stuff. The spikes linger around for a while, but you can use the hover nozzle to stay above them, and take care of them that way. You can also use the hover nozzle to take care of the fire on the fiery platforms. The spikes will keep retracting and whatnot, but I think when you extinguish a fiery platform, they stay extinguished, as it were. Here's the first of 10 blue coins here in Corona Mountain. Yeah, this is the final area, like I said, so... The last 10 blue coins, technically, are in here. But only one of them is basically a freebie, like I just got. The other 9, well... That's going to be a lot more difficult, to say the least. And it's not like this final section is a walk in the park or anything. I've had my fair share of errors and mishaps happening with the stuff leading up to this section. So remember that mud boat I was talking about? By the way, this is the second one-up mushroom and we're only halfway through. They knew this was hard, so hey, even if this game was supposedly rushed, at least they did a good job with the final area for the most part. Okay, so the mud boat, right? You go on here, and how you control it is that the direction you spray water is the opposite direction that the boat will go towards. Now, you might think that regular boats, they have like jet engines, and, well, maybe not jet engine per se, but an engine or motor of some sort that you, in your head, you think, oh, motor probably has a lot of power going behind it, right? So when you use FLUDD, you should go full power, right? You could, but it's not exactly recommended because, see, Sunshine's physics are rather unique, as it were. And it turns out you don't really have to hold down the spray at all. What I've come to find during the 100% playthrough that I recorded without commentary is that if you just push the button to spam it, which I do find is a little easier to do on the Switch version because of the 2 buttons for the different water pressure control, right? If you just repeatedly spam spray little by little, the mud boat is much more controllable. Granted, it can still be kind of problematic if you're not careful, but if you're doing what I'm doing, then getting the 9 blue coins scattered around the final platform of Corona Mountain, I know I'm not really doing a good job of selling how this is like a finale, but once we get the blue coins here, we actually got some unfinished business to do, so this is kind of a teaser, sort of, to what's to come. Alright, but anyway, when you spray towards the back of the boat, it will go forward. But if you spray over here, it will go backwards, to an extent. And depending on what side you spray will also determine the direction which it turns. When I was playing this on GameCube, a strat that I think I came up with during 1 or 2 of my playthroughs is I would get the boat close to a blue coin, and then I would do, like, use the hover nozzle, right? And then, do that. Actually, there's quite a few blue coins here that is possible to, like, get the coin and then hover back. And I'm trying to see if I can do that here. Ooh. Yeah, that's a close call, so I think we're gonna go back on the boat. So we're now at 3 blue coins total, and we still got 7 in this area. Yeah, I mean, the blue coins arguably were added in to compensate for missing shines that would have been in a much more fully realized Sunshine, so I guess it's kind of fitting that you just kind of stuck 9 of them in here, and they just called it a day. Okay, that one is a little precarious. The mud boat will keep moving a little bit every time you spray. Even if you do like the little weak spray that I'm doing, the mud boat is still in motion. And as far as I know, if the boat touches anything, and I mean anything, that isn't the blue coin, it will like instantly get destroyed somehow. So do use the light spray and spam it. I wonder if I could get all the blue coins in one go, like I did in 100%. That blew my mind that I was able to get all the blue coins in one go, because I've literally never been able to do that on GameCube. But here on Switch, all of a sudden it just happened. I guess if I go to the right or the left, it's basically the same thing. Let's try and turn the boat a little bit. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, something like that. Just don't ever really go full power with the mud boat. I think the only place where you can really afford to go full blast is Noki Bay. And you don't really, there's nothing in Noki Bay that you need the mud boat for. So in retrospect, it really was kind of practice for Corona Mountain. I know, the water area was practice for the lava area, for as much sense as that makes. I really do not like this position I'm in right now. Like, trying to turn the camera and the boat and all that. I kinda want to try and turn back to the left, but this looks kind of sus. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, okay. Just get it in position. Man, it's like, oh god, I don't think it's gonna be saved. I think this might be a dead end. Oh no. Oh no, I'm not sure what the hit detection is for the stalagmite. Is it the stalagmite or stalactite? I know there's different names depending if they're in the ceiling or in the ground. These are basically, they look kind of like spires though. So, I can't believe I'm still in here, but that's the power of using 2 buttons for the water instead of an analog trigger, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there's a little more room for error here. But yeah, I don't know I don't remember what the 100% speedrunners of Sunshine do to get blue coins, because not only is it difficult to stay on the mud boat to try and get them all in one go, the mud boat is really slow. So I think what speedrunners do is they do what I said that I sometimes did in my old GameCube playthroughs, is that you'd have to jump and hover and try to hover back in the same instance, which is not very easy to do, let me tell you. Okay, I think there's 3 left. So, again, I don't think I'm in the work. That blue coin over there right in front of the 2, though, that is not very good. That is not very good at all, but at least there's like 3 within a pretty close vicinity of one another. Yeah, I'm really not liking where that blue coin is. I think I got an idea, though. It's just, let me try and get the, okay. Okay, wait. I think this is where I want the boat, and I want to make sure it's not moving more than it has to. It's still... Yeah, it's still, like... Okay, how about I come back to that blue coin, because that blue coin over there is, like, right in front of the boat. Like, I can afford to do a little bit of a spray right there, because there is plenty of space. You know, as much space as there can be. Come on. Come on, boat. Oh, thank Jesus that the hit detection on the blue coins is as generous as it is. Alright, let's turn the boat. Come on. Go. Oh. It's too close to the mainland now, the problem. Alright, turn. A little too close to the spire or the stalagmite or stalactite, whatever it is. I'm telling you, these things are making me tight in a way. Okay. Alright, let's try to go over to this blue coin. Maybe just do a little cruise. Actually, you know what? You can even spray from the front of the boat to propel it forward. Okay, whoa. Whoa. Oh, 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 okay. Okay. Oh, oh, let's try and turn it. Turn it, because we still got one more blue coin. Feeling pretty good about this, actually. Feeling pretty good about this. Thankfully, the mud boat isn't that fat. Could you imagine? Oh, oh no, oh no, oh, 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 going a little overboard here. Oh, oh, oh no, oh no, no. Oh God, I think I might have done it. I think I might have done it. Well. Holy crap! Woo! I mean, I still died, but I'm gonna take that, alright? Because, oh my God! Whew. I will take that because now we have all the blue coins in Corona Mountain and we need to head back to Delfino to finish off whatever business we still have. Oh man! To head back to the airstrip. Well, there's an interesting situation with the airstrip now. I mean, it has been a minute since we've been there, so surely things aren't going to be exactly the same. And no, they aren't, although we did get a cool little intro. Yeah, there's a lot of enemies now, but those enemies, you're not really going to have to worry about them. By the way, if you have not gotten the 100 coin shine in Delfino Plaza yet, this is a prime time to do it. Right, so there's a shine sprite here now for doing an 8 red coin mission, because we already got the main shine sprite at the very beginning of the game. But before we do that, one last blue coin in this weird ice cube thing. And there we go, the second to last blue coin. We need to head back to Pianta Village for the final one. And what a fitting final episode it will be for the main Let's Play of Super Mario Sunshine. And I've technically already done Corona Mountain, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be mostly smooth sailing from here, guys. It's going to be pretty chill, thankfully. I hope that Corona Mountain segment didn't give you premature heart palpitations or anything like that. No, seriously. That could put anybody on edge. I've been playing this game for almost 20 years. It's almost 20 years old. That still gives me fright in a 100% playthrough. And it's one reason why I don't really do 100% playthroughs of Sunshine as much as I used to. I used to always only ever do 100% playthroughs of Sunshine. And I didn't even realize that that was burning me out on Sunshine a lot faster than just doing an any percent playthrough would be. Because, you know, when you play a game sometimes, you want to feel like you got your money's worth or your experience worth or whatever, you know what I mean? And I used to feel like I needed to do that with Sunshine to get all of the shine sprites. But then I realized there are a lot of annoying shine sprite missions to get real 100%. And the 100% rewards you do get it's nothing. It's literally just an image. A postcard, technically. So it really isn't even worth it to do that. Hold on, let me get this coin over here just for the heck of it. Okay, so that's going to take care of the Delfino airstrip. That's going to take care of all of the blue coins everywhere except Pianta Village. To save a little bit of time, I'm going to jump cut straight from here back to Pianta Village for episode 8. Alright guys, just give me a minute. Ooh, I need some water after that Corona Mountain. Doing that in this back-to-back. Ooh, good. Ugh. Pianta Village, Episode 8, The Fluff Festival Coin Hunt. There's no the in there, but I just added the for no real reason. Alright, so there's going to be one last blue coin to collect, and there's also going to be 8 red coins to collect as well. This is the episode where you unlock the ability to use the rocket nozzle in Pianta Village, and it's really only used in this one mission. But you do have 8 red coins to track down, and a couple of them are pretty well out of the way, I guess. This one on the palm tree. You might assume that there would be a red coin on a palm tree after finding a blue coin on a couple of them, but well, there it is right there. Yeah, it's a fluff festival coin hunt, but there's not really a lot of fluff. The fluff is in the air, and that will become relevant towards the end. I don't even think you use fluff to get a red coin, so it's really only used for that. Wow, I didn't know that was a red coin fruit. I think we're gonna have to take that. Alright, there should be a red coin in the pool over here. Like, yeah, that's what I thought. So already we're almost halfway there. Red coin under the beehive? Wow, how did I know that? Be very careful though. B. Oh man, that could have been bad. Blue coins recover 2 HP in Sunshine. Yellow is 1. I don't remember how many red. I think red might just be 1 or 2. I don't think it recovers 3. They probably figured, you know, with blue in Super Mario 64, blue coins recovered 5 HP. Maybe they figured that was a little OP, so they probably didn't want to do all that now. We're gonna have another red coin in these boxes over here. Just ground pound all of the boxes. Eventually, the red coin will spawn. Let's see. Over here, and there we go. 5 out of 8. 3 more. Trying to think. Yeah, last 3 are a little more. Well, I think eventually we're gonna have to climb the central giant tree because that's gonna be where the last blue coin is. As well as oh wait, 3 red coins. Maybe there's 1 in the grass somewhere. I'm not thinking about it, but let's see. You would think there'd be 1 over here, like near this tree, but maybe they figured it'd be too obvious if they did that. You know? Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a blue coin in the grass, so you wouldn't think they put a red coin there in another mission, but there it is right there. There's no water, like in the pool that we needed to clean off the chain chomps in the first episode. You need to come back here to refill your water. And we're back. Turns out the 7th red coin was in the village underside, as it were. Not too far from where the M graffiti is, actually, so this would be a pretty good time to get the M graffiti here if you didn't already get it earlier during one of the daytime Pianta Village missions, as it were. I usually get it, I think I did it during the 2nd mission with Io Piantissimo. We're sure not gonna miss that guy. Or are we? Nah, we're not gonna miss him very much. Alright, but I had to reload the episode to get the hover nozzle to do that, because obviously you're not doing it any other way. I don't think there's any grating you can attach yourself to in order to reach it in any other way. Plus, eventually you'll have to hover around and jump anyway, so make sure you get that red coin first. I should have gotten it first, but I just plain forgot about it, you know? It happens. Wow, I actually forgot a red coin rather than a blue coin. Kind of funny how that works out. But, yeah, we need to climb back up the tree to that rocket nozzle and head to the top. And we'll be in the business. And having all the blue coins, it's great to have all the blue coins again. And we're gonna turn them in to the Tanuki brothers in the hut where Ricco Harbor's entrance is. If you forgot where that is, well, you'll see soon enough. Alright, so you want to rocket nozzle to the top of this tower with a shine symbol of sorts on top of it. Keep that in mind because we're going to come back here to get a secret shine. And that secret shine actually will bring us to 90 before we get to the final boss. And the final boss will give us shine number 91. It works out. What you want to do is grab onto a piece of fluff, let it guide you to the clouds, as it were. And yeah, and the hover nozzle box is like a cloud below. For some reason, of all the spots. Alright, we're gonna go ahead. What we're gonna do. Oh well, I forgot I'm gonna turn in the blue coins to the Tanuki Brothers. I thought I was fixing to jump cut to the final boss. No, we got a couple more stops before we do just that. And I gotta get the secret shine, that's right. Alright, so head back to where that last red coin was, on top of the shine tower, on top of the largest tree in Pianta Village. Stare towards the sun and start spraying water because, well, there's a secret shine sprite symbol that gives you a secret shine sprite. Ain't that something? So we're gonna go ahead and get this, and let's head back to Delfino Plaza to turn in the blue coins finally. And watch our shine total get nice and even. Also, it's really nice not having to see that darn Noki Bay cutscene in between every mission now. It really makes the post-game a breeze, and that's why nowadays, if I ever do 100% playthroughs of Sunshine for whatever reason, I'm going to make sure to save pretty much all of the optional stuff for the post-game, because, you know, you save a lot of time not having to see the same cutscene over and over. I'm pretty sure speedrunners have that down pat. They try to defeat the final boss ASAP, so they don't have to, you know, see the same cutscenes over and over. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I really like the voice clips they came up for these guys. And these guys are in Noki Bay as well. They're actually in charge of the mud boat over there. So for 240 blue coins, you get 24 shine sprites. A somewhat fair deal. I mean, when you really think about it, what's more difficult? Getting 10 blue coins, or doing, like, oh, I don't know, something like the lily pad or the pachinko mission, which I haven't done because they're bad. I might do them in a bonus video, but they're bad, so that's why they're not shown on here. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get this. We're going to get our shine total nice and even at 90. I'm going to jump cut straight to the end of Corona Mountain so you don't have to see all the stuff that precedes it all over again, okay? Ah, so good. And we're back in the final part of Corona Mountain. We got all the blue coins, so I don't need to show that off again. Thankfully. Unless this recording gets messed up, which hopefully it doesn't. So, we just have to use the rocket nozzle to rocket up the clouds, which we got a little taste of in the 8th episode of Pianta Village, funnily enough. It's a coincidence, I assure you. It's just, it happened to have some last few blue coins, alright? So I needed to show off the last few, well, one blue coin, but still. And I figured I'd get the shine sprite while I was at it, because, again, convenience. Alright, I think these clouds are moving, so, yeah, there we go. You gotta rocket up, I don't know how many floors or layers of clouds, or whatever you want to say it. Should only be 2 more over here. Thankfully this one doesn't move. One more rocket will be at the final boss, so enjoy the cutscene.
The water's great, hey Junior?
Sure is, Papa. Come on in, Mama Peach. I think not. Mario! You again? Don't you ever give up?
Mario! How dare you disturb my family vacation?
So it turns out Bowser just wanted to have a nice family vacation. That's weird. This is a weird final boss, man. It makes you wonder if this was always the plan to have this as a final boss. You would think that with the build-up that the final boss would be with the actual Bowser Jr., right? Since you dealt with Shadow Mario for the whole adventure. But, no, you deal with Big Bad Bowser, well, somewhat directly. Not quite, because, to destroy his bath, yes, that's how you defeat him, you gotta destroy his bath, you gotta do a rocket nozzle ground pound on the 5 ends, as it were. And, you know, Bowser's breathing fire, and Bowser Jr.'s backing him up with bullet bills, as it were. Bowser's really accurate with Flame Breath all of a sudden, but you have so much health that, honestly, it's almost a non-issue. If for whatever reason you need more water, there's blue bullet bills that will drop water when defeated. Or 1-up mushrooms. 1-up mushrooms refill your water tank anyway, so it all works out the same, as it were. Is Bowser just going to keep breathing fire that way? Alright, I guess we're just going to have to go around the pool. And Peach is over there in the rubber ducky. You can also rocket nozzle over the fire breath, and the bullet bills will go into the fire breath, and, oh, you can also prematurely, shake the bath, all that stuff. Alright. Oh, man. Man, this spam is starting to get pretty bad. We're only getting enough water for 1 more. Let's see if gonna have to be risky and try to get back up this way. Oh man, we're almost out of health. Let's see if Bowser's Flame Breath will give out. Yeah, this fight can be hard if you're not careful, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And, well, there we go! Sunshine is done. This is my favorite 3D Mario game, and I can't say anything else because the cutscenes are about to begin, so enjoy.
Mario, was I, assist, Mario, look.
Junior, I've got something difficult to tell you about Princess Peach.
I know, she's not really my mama. Someday, when I'm bigger, I wanna fight that Mario again.
That's right, boy. Well put, son. The Royal Koopa line is as strong as ever. But for now, let's just rest a while.
The vacation starts now.
So I guess I'll use the credits as an opportunity to talk about my final thoughts on the game and all that stuff, since this is the end of the main Let's Play. I may do a bonus video, as I've said a couple times, but it's not something that's a guarantee. Anyway, so Super Mario Sunshine. This is my favorite 3D Mario game, and it still is my favorite. But it's important to recognize that just because something is your favorite doesn't necessarily mean it's objectively the best. I love this game for its aesthetics, the music. Yoshi, admittingly Yoshi has done better in Super Mario Galaxy 2, but Yoshi in here is also pretty fun, there's something different. And yeah, Super Mario Sunshine is a great game. It's not without its weird quirks, to be sure. And the Switch version holds up pretty well. A couple of weird things aside, you know. So yeah, Super Mario Sunshine, great game. The story is a little hilarious. It's worth noting that in later 3D Mario games, they don't focus on the story nearly as much as Sunshine. You know, Sunshine has a surprisingly high amount of cutscenes and all that. You know, I've heard people say that this is like, what would a Mario game be like if it was developed by someone like Sonic Team? And you know what? I think I kind of see where they're coming from with that argument. But this is still a fine game. It's still a solid 3D platformer. It's definitely probably one of the weaker 3D Mario games overall, for one reason or another, but I and many others love it for what it is, and I hope you guys enjoyed my Let's Play of all the blue coins and all that stuff. So, yeah. I can't believe I just talked through the whole credits. Oh, there's the OPNTissimo. I guess he did show up one last time. Guess who got the last laugh? The OPNTissimo.